Hi guys and welcome to my channel. My name's Caitlin and today I'm going to be making a black and white striped dress using chunky yarn. I've got the Hayfield Bonus Super Chunky Extra Value yarn which is acrylic, and my plan is to make a sort of a jumper dress. It's kind of Wednesday Addams inspired. It's not something that was worn in the movies or anything, but definitely the black and white theme is very trendy at the moment because of Wednesday. I'm not using a pattern, I am just kind of freestyling it. I've watched a few videos of other beginners also freestyling sort of pieces, so maybe I'm a bit delusional and thinking I'm gonna be able to freestyle a dress, but I'm gonna try. I'm used to using more thin yarn with 4mm needles, so it's going to be nice to actually work something up more quickly using chunky yarn. Yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. So I started working on this about 8 o'clock yesterday evening. It's now about 12 o'clock today. So I've been working on this for a couple of hours in total. It's not taking very long to knit at all. I've done 70 stitches on the whole thing and I'm knitting it on the round, as you can see, and yeah, it's going good so far. I'm doing 8 rows per colour and that seems to be enough. I only did about 6 at the bottom. I messed up somewhere along here and I don't really know what happened or where I went wrong, and I couldn't figure it out, and so I ended up just changing colour and going into the knit stitch in the white so that I could just not have to rib anymore because I'd done something wrong and I couldn't work it out. I'm going back to black now and I'm just watching some YouTube. Okay, it is now day 3 of working on this project. You can see I got a lot done yesterday. It's basically a dress, but I just want to show you what I did last night. I didn't do it on camera because I didn't know, I still don't know, I suppose, what I'm doing. And so I didn't want to film it and then have to do it again and then do it again. And anyway, what I've done is separate the back and the front now. So this is the back that I've got on this extra string with these things that stop it coming out. I don't really know what they're called, but it's just a spare one of these basically, but instead of the needles it's got like a stopper. It came with my like needle kit, and the front part is on a separate string, and I've just knit and purled one. I've knit a row and purled a row. It's getting to this part, I suppose, the boob part. I don't really know how to explain what I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing.
But it's kind of like this. This is, if it was on me, this is the part now I'm knitting where it's going to start coming up here. Obviously I don't want it connected to the back because I need the armholes. So I think that makes sense. I still don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah, what I'm going to start doing now is doing decreases so that I can fit an armhole. And then also I will start casting off here, but when it gets a bit higher, and just make it into straps, I suppose. They're not going to be straps, I'm going to have sleeves, but for the time being they will be straps. One thing to note is I actually casted on 70 stitches and I've ended up with 62. I can't work out where I've dropped the stitches, but honestly I was making a real mess of the ribbing. I would say it's down here somewhere, right at the beginning. I've literally looked it over. I can't see that they're dropped anywhere up here. I definitely was making a mess down here, so I don't know. I've tried it on. I did try it on and it does fit, but yeah, I'm going to start now. I want to start decreasing here so that it's not really baggy around the middle. If it's still kind of baggy, this part is tight, it all stretches, but this part is tight fitted, and then this part here is a little baggy. But what I'm thinking is at the end, if I still kind of think it looks a bit weird, I'm gonna make a, you know, a thing to tie it. I don't know, or use a belt. I suppose I could get a belt. That'll probably be a bit more stylish than a tie. We'll see. I'm gonna see how it looks. I am on day 4 of this project. I have made it so it's long enough. I think it starts about here. Maybe it's a little bit too long, but for me, I'm not used to having anything that actually is long enough for my arms. So that's fine. And I just finished it with ribbing, and the rest of it is just so that it's fitting. It's a little bit gappy so that I can actually seam it together. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this one sleeve turned out. And I was writing down what I was doing the whole time when I was doing like decreasing all the way down so that I can recreate this for the second arm. But yeah, I'm just going to go on to my second sleeve now. So far I've been knitting on 10mm needles, and I changed it down to 8mm to do the ribbing. So the kit I actually have, my mum bought me this for Christmas, as she has the same one and she said it works really well, and it does work really well. But it only goes up to a size 8mm. So my mum actually ordered me these 10mm ones, where specifically for this project actually she ordered this for me so that it still fits with my set, which I'm so glad about. This interchangeable needle set is really good. The only thing, it does come loose all the time, but they give you these little like pokey thingies that you stick in the hole and you can tighten it, and then it never budges. So, and the other thing I love about this interchangeable needle set is that you can screw on like end pieces that aren't needles, like you've seen me doing for the body of the dress, and that stops the stitches falling off. And if you don't want to use that like section, you can just stick the ends on, and then you don't have needles hanging around that stitches could fall off. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to be done with this project today. I feel really positive about it. But yeah, I've been writing down what I'm doing. This is not a pattern. Like, I'm not writing a pattern. I can't follow a pattern. So I'm writing it down in like really simple terms for myself, which is fine. That's what I need. So yeah. Okay, I have all of my pieces off the needles. I have 2 arms and my body. I have kind of like pinned one of the arms together just to see if it would fit, and it fits fine. So this is how one of them's gonna look. And then it will join onto my body piece. So that's my arms. I started last night as well, weaving in the end. So this dress is currently inside out. So I've weaved in all of the ends on my stripe. I still obviously, as you can see, have a lot of ends up the top. But I kind of want to use some of them to sew together some of the pieces, I suppose. So I don't have a whole bunch of stitch markers. That's the annoying thing. Like, I want to stick these together using stitch markers, but I don't have enough. The time is currently 10:36, so I didn't finish this yesterday. I finished all of the knitting side, I just need to sew it together. But it's currently 10:36. I have woken up this morning and started tidying up my house because I'm going away this weekend. I'm going to Harry Potter World, so I am trying to get the house tidy so somebody can come over and look after Clive. Obviously they're going to come over whether the house is tidy or not, but I just don't want to leave it in a mess and then come back to a mess. But I'm currently working through the Harry Potter movies and I'm on Order of the Phoenix. I am so excited to go to Harry Potter World. It's my first time going. We're going to London. I'm just so excited. First thing I want to do is sew this together. I've been keeping as well, like where I've cut the ends off of everything, I've been keeping all of these just so I can use them. Obviously I don't want to waste any yarn. I can't use my regular size darning needle that I normally use, so I'm having to use this plastic one because the wool is so thick. But I've been using a crochet hook to weave in the ends, just because it's a bit easier. Yeah, next step for me is I'm going to sew together these top pieces and then sew on the arms. Once I've sewed the arms on, I'm going to weave in all the ends of this part here. I've sewed on my first sleeve and it fits. I've sewed it all up along here and sewn it to the dress. The dress is still inside out, but I just turned this on to try it on. And it fits me. I'm so happy, and it's the perfect length as well. It's not too long, not too short, just perfect. The seam is kind of along here. On to the next one.
So this is how the dress looks completely finished and sewn together. I can't quite show you the full dress because I can't fit in the shot, but I suppose you can kind of see basically what it is. I do really like how it's turned out. I probably would wear it like this, like with no tights, but you could I suppose wear it with black tights, and I'd probably just wear it with some like boots, Chelsea boots or something. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I am actually sweating. It's really, really warm outside right now, so it's really not the good time to be making this sort of outfit. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. A few things that I would change if I was to make this over again. I don't love that this part here is a bit loose. Like I wouldn't mind if all of it was this loose, like all the way down, and maybe I could have shaped it better around the middle so it's sort of cinched in a bit. But yeah, if it was all this loose all the way down, that would have been fine because it would have kind of been like oversized. But yeah, just for this to be fitted and this part to be fitted and then this to be loose, it's kind of a bit strange looking, but still. And I guess I could make a belt or something that's going to cinch it in, but because it's so chunky, I just don't think it's going to look right. The sleeves are the perfect length. They're not too loose. They fit me perfectly on the cuffs, and somehow I managed to get the shaping right. Like the only thing that I obviously didn't do very well was just the arm part. So this is quite bulky under here. Honestly, I kind of knew it was going to be going into this. I knew it was going to be a bit bulky, but I kind of felt like I didn't know what I was doing, making the sleeve so that it was longer on this part and then shorter here so it would be less bulky, if that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was already going so out of my depth trying to shape this part. I was like, oh god, just make the sleeves and you'll be fine. But yeah, I really love how this has turned out. I just think it's fabulous. I made this it only took me a couple of days. I can't remember fully. I'll put it somewhere on the screen how long it took. But it really wasn't a big project at all. It was very quick to work up because of how chunky it was, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let me know if you have any suggestions for any future videos. And thank you very much for watching.